Hey guys, and welcome back to our show. We got a really great one lined up for today. The guys over at the machine shop are working on a really cool pump and doing pretty much a total restoration of it. So let's go check it out. All right guys, so we're back over here in the valve shop this morning. I wanted you guys to check out this pump that they're working on. And we talk a lot about pumps here because pumps are critical for boilers and the feed systems for it and getting the right amount of water into the boiler to make this steam. And the pump we're looking at this morning is not necessarily, or is not a feed pump for a boiler, but it is one for a critical system. It actually comes from an emergency fire suppression system. And what it is the company is required to maintain a 95% curve effective rate per year and have that checked out. And over the course of a year, it had fallen down to, it had lost, I think I was told it was like 200 gallons per minute it had dropped. And when they started troubleshooting it, they found that it was due to cavitation. So we're going to look at this pump here and talk a little bit about what they're doing to prepare it and or repair it, shall I say, and then get that system back up to its 95% or better effective rate. And we're here with Bobby. He's going to tell us a little bit more about it. So here we're looking at this pump. This is like I said, the capacity of this pump is rated at 1,500 gallons per minute. And like I said, over the course of a year, it had dropped down to like 200 gallons per minute it had lost. And we're going to talk with Bobby now. He's going to tell us about what had happened, what they found when they opened this up. And I was, told it was due to some erosion by cavitation. Is that correct?
Yeah. What we found is when we pulled the pump apart, we noticed a lot of corrosion, some really deep pockets and pits of corrosion, and this whole top was eaten up really bad. And we noticed that the top was eaten up probably 75% more than the bottom of the case. So we got in here and first we inspected to make sure the impeller and none of the areas were clogged. And one of the things that we noticed was the actual ports that are in the side of this pump and on the top that allow air to vent out of it in a natural system when it's in line, those ports were all completely clogged. So this pump had no way to vent any air out of the system that was introduced upstream. So as of time, if they changed anything upstream as it flowed down, this was the highest point in the line. So it would catch air, and since the ports were clogged with all the corrosion that had come in here and the pieces of rust and scale, there was no way for the pump itself to vent. So what we actually did too to try to replace this corrosion, first we broke through all the vents. We're going to make sure that we got all clear passageways so it won't happen again. But in order to prevent this from losing its structural ability, we had to come in and actually refill in. If you can see in here, there's a lot of corrosion on both these inner channels. We haven't done anything to correct that yet, but what we're doing is using a Belzona product. It's actually a 2-part epoxy and it hardens like metal. It's actually a material that once it's cured, you can actually machine it like metal and it stays as hard as metal. So what we've done is we've come in and we're filling in all the divots and all the cracks and all the corrosion that we can see, and we're actually reglazing the inside of it. So one, we're filling in all of the voids and pockets that can create breakups in the water flow itself, and we've reestablished our wear ring surfaces, and we're going to reestablish these surfaces, which is where our packing and bearings go. That way the shaft doesn't lose alignment due to corrosion and misforming. So we come in and we fill it all in, and then once the Belzona product cures, we come in with a glaze, and right now we're in the in-between process. We have already done our initial stage of Belzona on the larger suction and discharge sections and the wear ring sections, and now we're going to come in and correct these areas up in here. And then once we have a good hard surface and it's bonded and we know it's cured, we come in and we put a glazing in here, and the glazing covers the Belzona, one as a rust protectant, so no more corrosion can be caused. Even if it gets air in here and it's a corrosive material, it won't eat through the glazing on this. So it'll protect this pump for another 20 years, and it's actually, with this glazing, on a new pump, it will actually increase flow by 6%, just because of the smooth surface and the way it allows the water to flow through the channels. So basically what we've got to do is just step by step go through, correct all the areas of pitting, any areas that we see damage that will either impair the structural ability of the pump or keeping the shaft aligned once we have the rotating assembly in here. And this is just the cap, and we'll work on the bottom as well, but basically we're bringing this back to life. It's a product kind of like a Bondo. Everybody knows what Bondo is, but for car filler. But this hardens up. Like I said, it is as strong and tough and as protectant as steel itself once it cures. So, and once the coating is on it, it'll last for 20-30 years. So.
Like Bobby was saying, they're actually going to be able to, with this unique epoxy, this industrial epoxy finish that they're putting on this, they're going to actually increase the flow capacities of this, or the efficiency of that flow, because of this unique surface. And so we're going to be coming back. We're going to check it out as they finish this pump up over the next week. And we're going to come over here as they balance it out and get it ready for testing and everything. And so y'all stick around, that way you can see it and get that and see that final piece. And also, if you want more information about cavitation in pumps and what causes that, then be sure and check out some of our other videos. We got some pretty in-depth videos that discuss like how cavitation occurs in a pump and what you can do to mitigate that. And so if you like this video, be sure and hit that thumbs up button and make sure and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time for another SteamWorks.